Welcome to Waywut, your weekly verbal double take. This is a rabbit hole podcast where a couple of old guys do moderate to shallow dives into various topics, ranging from true crime, paranormal, sports, pop culture, or anything else that we find interesting. We drop episodes every Tuesday and on Fridays if we feel like it. You can follow us on Facebook, X, and TikTok. We appreciate you joining us. And now that we got all this self-promotion stuff out of the way, here we go. All right. Welcome to another episode of Waywut. I'm Darrell, the right nut in the scrotum that is this podcast, along with along with the lopsided left nut that hangs lower, Jason.
Well, at least I'm not the dick.
No, you're the wanky nut that probably has cancer that's going to get cut out.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
So, today, after that lovely introduction, I'm going to kind of start today off with like a metaphysical rant.
Okay.
Yeah. I really, really need karma or an afterlife to be real. Just for my own. Yeah, well, I need it like real karma. And I need it for my own peace of mind. On previous episodes, I've talked about my various concerns regarding how I'll die someday.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't heard them, go back, listen, please listen to all of our stuff like 3 times each.
Yeah, just put them on a loop.
Yeah. I don't want to go out in an embarrassing way that everyone will remember and make fun of. And I also don't want to be eaten. Being eaten, that seems like it would suck. I need to add another very obvious way that I don't want to die. I don't want to go out in a super painful way. Yeah, like most people, I'd prefer to die in my sleep rather than having a painful cancer battle or get stabbed 47 times.
Yeah.
I mean, 46 maybe. No, I'm just... All right, well, back to the point. I'd like to think that there's some sort of balance to the universe. If you stab someone 47 times and you get away with it, then hopefully you have some repercussion after death. If you're, a horrible person, then you get reincarnated as a baby's cloth diaper that just keeps getting washed and re-pooped on.
That's a good one.
Yeah, or you're in hell, or you go to hell and you eat vomit-flavored broken glass and poop out razor wire for, all eternity.
Wow, that's pretty specific.
They probably deserve
really thought about it, yeah.
Yeah. Now, on the other end, if you're unfortunate enough to be mauled to death by a rabid chihuahua while you're minding your business in a Starbucks, then you should get something better. That person would get, say like reincarnated as someone with a good, reincarnated as someone with a good, stable job and that wins consistently at fantasy football. Mm-hmm. Or have a heaven with Swedish maids that, bring all the flavors of Pringles while you play video games. And I think, it's balance. It's all about balance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the scientists out there are able to figure out what happens after death, and the atheists are right, and they find out that there's just nothing, then it would severely alter my daily existence.
I think he was given a good reason for religion right there.
Yeah. Well, my paranoia about dying would skyrocket. I mean, how would you react to someone T-boning your car if you knew for certain that if that happened and you're dead, just nothing gone?
Yeah.
How would you react if someone accidentally started a fire that killed someone you loved and made them go into nothing?
You would be more upset.
Exactly. It'd be way more upsetting. If there isn't a chance to live on and it's the actual end of, that being in every shape, form, or fashion, what do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing. I think there would be plenty of people that if they knew that for certain, they would start taking justice in their own hands, and it would probably go too far. You cut me off and I could have died. Bam, threat eliminated.
Yep.
You drove drunk and hurt my kid. Bam, threat eliminated. Your carbon emissions are above the rate that I deem acceptable. Bam, eliminated.
Not too far off from the truth, probably.
Yeah. I think any scientists need to keep this in mind if they're trying to, finally prove what happens after people die. If they find that, in fact, it is nothing, then, we're looking at potentially horrible ramifications.
Yeah. That information probably will not get out.
Right. Yeah. The belief and hope for cosmic justice is probably the one thing keeping the world from turning into a chaotic battle royal.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Being able to tell off, talkative Bible beaters and tell them how dumb they are is not worth that risk. It's like, oh yeah, I made the world descend into chaos, but I sure told him, whatever.
Totally worth it.
So you may be asking what this has to do with, me introducing Jason and myself as testicles. Well, this is an episode that I like to call Death by Nutshot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about men that died in one of the worst ways imaginable. Men betrayed by evolution and whatever god they may have prayed to. If any good man goes out that way, I hope he's reincarnated as Superman or something because he deserves it.
Holy crap, I couldn't imagine. That would be one hellacious nutshot.
Well, before I go into the stories about these various nutshots, and, making every man's nightmare come true, let's talk about our junk.
All right.
Yeah. Balls are weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's every man's weakness, but there they are, front and center, waiting to get hit by some asshole friend of yours that's trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Which
it's never funny.
No, I never thought it was funny. That's like just a dick move. me and you've been friends forever. We're never just like, hey, let's hit each other in the balls.
Yeah, I don't like it because I know the repercussions could be just as worse.
As an organ, they are pretty important because the biological purpose of every living thing is to make more of itself. That's what all living things do.
Yep.
And that's what that does for us.
Mm-hmm.
They hang off the body because they have to be kept cooler than the rest of the body. For some reason, human sperm hasn't evolved to thrive at body temperature. Because of that,
it's stubborn.
Yeah. Because of that, we don't get to have our balls on the inside where they could be protected.
No, that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Instead, they have to be exposed at the mercy of our cruel, cruel world.
Protected by the thinnest layer of skin ever.
How does evolution decide to protect, this important yet very exposed part of our body? I mean, how did the body evolve to do that? Oh, I got an idea. Let's make the balls the most sensitive part of the male body. That way they'll want to protect themselves instead of, I don't know, some sort of skeletal structure or something. I mean, so now with that, if you sit down the wrong way, horrible pain. Mm-hmm. If you aren't paying attention to a running toddler, horrible pain. If you piss off the wrong lady, horrible pain. If you get all hot and heavy, but you don't get that release, horrible pain. Wait a minute.
What about the elastic strap?
The elastic strap
around your underwear when you're taking a piss and you actually let go of it sometimes.
Yeah, horrible pain. But hold on a second. That last one I said, that you get all hot and heavy, don't get a release, and then you get horrible pain.
Uh-huh.
What's the point of that one?
Yeah, it's like it's tired, but it needs that final release in order to go to relax.
Well, Epididymal hypertension, also known as blue balls, is the result of being in a prolonged state of arousal without a release. When a man is aroused, deoxygenated blood builds up down there to get the soldier to stand at attention. Ideally, release is achieved, and
Quickly.
all that we're getting older, it takes longer. Ideally, release is achieved, and all that deoxygenated, that is a pain in the ass word, deoxygenated blood rushes, back out, letting, things return to normal, and, your soldier just...
Yeah, the refractory period.
Yeah. However, if release is not achieved, rather than that blood quickly going back, it all just hangs around down. It hangs around down there, and it prevents all the tissue that it was, engorging. It prevents it from shrinking properly to its normal size. That's what causes the pain, sensitivity, and heaviness.
And the aching, just the heaviness. Yeah, you're right. You just want to hold them close to your body.
Yep. Now, I would like to add a public service announcement to this little talk about blue balls. Ladies, this does not mean you have to finish the guy off. Apparently, in my research, I've learned this. There is another way for men to relieve the pressure, and it's by moving a heavy object that requires a guy to strain. So if they pick or push up something...
No, don't tell nobody that. What are you doing?
I have daughters, and I care about them more than you, and more than any of the listeners.
Oh, Darrell, you just broke the code. We're all ruined.
I'm a dad.
I get it.
And on top of that, I'll be honest. I wish I knew that when I was younger. There's times in my life, where closing the deal was not my specialty, and I ended up aching. And it would have been great to know if I just would have fucking found like a bag of concrete, just like lifted it up. It would have helped.
Yeah, just go move your living room furniture around real quick.
Yeah, because movies, it's always like cold showers, and it's like that don't do a fucking thing.
No, it don't.
No. Well, in summary, with this technical look at testicles, balls are dumb. They look weird. I mean, I guess that could just be my opinion, but if someone told me that they liked looking at balls, I would think they were really weird.
Yeah, they're not attractive looking. I mean, you see some breast or some titties that, they look nice. They can make them look nice in a bra but no matter what kind of underwear you wear or how you shave your shit, you can't make them look good.
No. They're exposed and easily hurt. And because, balls in the end are just so dumb, it has cost men their lives.
More ways than one.
Let's begin. In April of 2012 in Hainan, China, a 41-year-old woman parked her bicycle in front of a shop so she could go to a local, school nearby and pick up her daughter. The 42-year-old owner of the shop told her to move her bike because she was blocking his business. Now, I don't know if he called her the Mandarin equivalent of the C word or what, but her response was to grab a hold of his balls and squeeze. According to witness testimony, the woman shouted, "I'll squeeze it to death. You'll never have children again."
Oh, man.
She seems fairly reasonable. The man went into a state of shock because of the pain and died on the sidewalk before paramedics could get there.
Good grief. What does she do for a living?
I don't know. I'm not sure if, did he die from a heart attack because of the adrenaline dump that can happen with severe pain like that? Did he scream so hard that he couldn't breathe and died from a lack of oxygen? I have no idea because Chinese media sucks. They didn't say any of that detail. All I know is that she was going to go to trial in April of 2013, but that's all. I don't know if she went to prison or if she got shot or if she's still running wild on the street as some sort of psychotic serial ball squeezer.
Did it say if it was the right nut or the left nut?
It was both.
Oh, she squeezed them together?
Oh.
Yeah. That's terrible.
I have no idea what happened to her. All I know is that she's evil and she terrifies me.
Yeah.
She's a very frightening woman. On to the next story, which is a nut-kicking mystery. On May 17th, 2013, Willie Cannon of Cleveland, Ohio, was 61 years old. He had been rushed to the hospital after complaining about nausea, dizziness, and fatigue. The man had already been diagnosed previously with hepatitis C and diabetes. So he was he wasn't healthy. His life was already kind of rough. On this visit, though, he received a new diagnosis: internal bleeding and infection caused by one of his testicles being obliterated. Obliterated.
Damn.
According to Cannon, he was at his niece's birthday party on May 11th, 2013. 6 days before this. I don't know what this guy's pain tolerance is, but I mean, Jesus.
It's through the roof.
While at that party, he had some drinks, started fooling around with his brother, and he got kicked in the crotch. Cannon had 3 brothers and did not specify which of his brothers was the kicker. Now, I'm going to stop because I have a question right now. Do you think it was just that he got kicked that hard, or that when you're 61 years old, your balls are just really fragile?
If he's wrestling with his other brother, I can't imagine another 60-something-year-old man kicking him hard enough to rupture. So I would go with squishy.
Squishy balls. I wonder if like his conditions and health things made like his balls like also frail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you go 6 days with an obliterated ball?
Yeah, it has to be bruised and swollen, and
that's just, I don't know. It could be also, but I don't know anything about his life on why he might avoid the hospitals, but apparently, whatever. Over the next couple weeks, his condition deteriorated, and he died on June 8th, 2013.
Jeez.
The Cuyahoga County Medical Examiner's Office ruled the death a homicide from complications resulting from blunt force trauma to his groin. I don't know if this is normal, but detectives were assigned to the homicide case 6 months after he died in December of 2013. I don't know if that's a Cleveland thing or what. The articles, they don't berate the police for how long it took to get the case assigned. So, I don't know. They do note, though, that it took those detectives more than 2 years to interview witnesses.
What?
Cleveland, I guess. I don't know. Witnesses.
They ruled it a homicide, right? Once he was dead?
It was ruled a homicide in 2013. It took them 2 years to interview witnesses.
Oh, my God.
Witnesses said that they knew he gotten kicked in the crotch at the party, but they did not know which of his brothers had kicked him. When pressed, Cannon's sister said that their stepbrother, Jackie Pierce, and Cannon would often wrestle. Didn't say that they were wrestling that day, just said that they had a tendency to wrestle around.
The rivals.
Yeah. Well, police figured that story was enough, and they charged Jackie Pierce with murder. Yeah. Once they got it to trial, the judge quickly just threw the case out because there was no actual evidence that Jackie had been the one to kick Cannon. There was no evidence, just the whole they wrestle pretty often whenever they see each other. because no one saw him get kicked, allegedly. No telling. There might be somebody covering somebody's ass. And then none of his brothers confessed to being the kicker. So this case still remains unsolved. All that is known is one of Cannon's brothers kicked him in the junk and killed him. Unless someone confesses, this will likely remain unsolved.
Okay. Who told them that it was the brother that kicked him? Like, how did that get known again?
Whenever he went to the hospital, that's what he initially said.
Okay.
Is one of his brothers kicked him in the nuts.
Okay, he made that shit up.
Are you sure? Because
he probably don't want to tell what he was really doing, and
it was his niece's birthday.
Well, he could have been waiting 6 days. I mean, come on, like you said.
Well, either way, I'm sure that the guys in that family all wear protective cups at Thanksgiving and Christmas now.
Just hands it out.
Yeah, just like, all right, has everybody got their protection on? All right, I'll start carving the turkey. Better do a good job. Anyway.
Some people's weird traditions.
Yeah. In February of 2024, so this year, Juan Alonso was a 52-year-old auxiliary nurse in the psych ward of the San Jose Foundation Hospital in Madrid, Spain. I've been there. Not the hospital.
The
hospital? No. Witnesses say that Juan had been assaulted by a patient that grabbed him and kicked him in the balls. After being kicked in the balls, Juan immediately fell and lost consciousness.
Jeez.
Yeah. They put him in one of the hospital beds where he eventually woke up, and they allowed him to rest, in that bed for about an hour and a half. The hospital then let him leave without getting examined by a doctor. If I get kicked in the nuts so hard that it knocks me out, I'm going to all the doctors. I will go to regular doctors, dick doctors, and witch doctors. All of the doctors. That's an area that I want in working order. Every doctor.
I agree. They should have checked that. I mean, they think it's funny when you get hit there, but as you stated,
what are you about to do? Getting hit in the junk so hard he fucking faints?
No. No, I have some umpiring stories getting hit there.
Like recently,
or
like you don't wear a
couple years. I wore a cup. Doesn't mean you don't hurt.
Oh, I mean, aren't.
Yeah. Especially when it gets you on that little lip of a cup that goes underneath the little.
The little part, the little tank guard.
Yeah, that part. Yeah. When that part gets hit, that hurts pretty bad too.
I guess if it does a one hop,
it bounced perfectly, and that catcher went one way, and I was standing there just ready to take it, and it just pops right up between the legs. Yeah, and I just walked down the first base line, spitting a little bit. All right, we're good. Let's go. Should make you gunshot the rest of the game, though. Yeah, I'm sitting there, my legs crossed.
With your hands blocking it. You don't even do the hand signals anymore for strike. You just do it with your shoulder. Strike one.
Oh, man. Well, that's weird, though. It makes your stomach hurt so bad.
Yep. I didn't look up on why getting hit down there does it. Being that it feels the same as blue balls, I imagine it's probably a bunch of blood rushing down there saying, "Protect everything! Open all the hatches! Call all the soldiers! Fuck up all the defenses!"
Yep.
Get all the food out of here! Make them puke right now! It's just taking up space. We got time for that shit.
Make him sit down and in a fetal position. Oh, man, that's fucking funny.
He needs to take a dump. Get that shit out of here right now. It's like, oh, yeah, he got hit so hard he shit his pants and threw up. I guess. But we did our job. He's safe,
Yeah, and they're protected.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Right. Well, Juan, like I said, he didn't get checked out by doctors, and he just went home, where he died later that day. Unfortunately, that's where this story ends. I haven't been able to find an autopsy result or anything about criminal charges. All of the attention, this is such a European thing. All of the attention is focused on working conditions for the staff working around mentally ill people and the frequency of assaults. I think they're kind of missing the point.
Yeah, somebody died.
Well, I mean, I get it that, yes, working conditions are important. You don't want your people being assaulted and killed. But think of the testicles. Why isn't anyone thinking about the testicles?
What? Good golly.
More than likely, there was something that probably ruptured and then went into his system, triggered an infection or something along those lines. No telling.
Yeah.
Or it could have just been the shock of everything, because when you go into shock, your body does all sorts of whack
Could
shit.
cause like a blood clot or something.
Possibly. I don't know. We'll never know, because Spain's too concerned with workers' rights instead of, testicle protection. Our huevos are fine. Don't you worry about our huevos, Darrell. Yes. We don't have any listeners or viewers in Spain yet, so I can do my bad Spanish accent. We did get one in Central Africa.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what? And then for some reason, there's one that shows up in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know if that means like we have like sailors listening to us or what, but if you are, ahoy, matey. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Arr. All right. Now, for the last one. On May 27th, 2022, 27-year-old Imani Cox was at the Prisma Health Tuomey Hospital. Tuomey. Tuomey. I don't know. Tuomey Hospital for a court-ordered mental evaluation.
Okay, that's 2 of the 4 that has mental problems or in the mental area.
With it being court-ordered, she was not allowed to leave the hospital. However, she disagreed and decided it was time to go. Imani made her way to the exit, where she encountered security, and one of the hospital employees grabbed her arm. She did not appreciate that at all. The mental health unit was called to help, with the escalating situation. The one to arrive was 40-year-old Kevin Robinson, who was a mental health technician. And he began, trying to help restrain Imani to stop her from leaving. She began fighting and kicking, and in all the scuffle, she managed to knee Kevin in his nuts. Kevin was a large man, so large that medically he was classified as obese. He also had cardiomegaly, which is an enlarged heart that often, occurs whenever someone's obese. After Kevin was struck, he began feeling ill. He later stopped breathing and spent 3 days in the ICU, where he later died. The autopsy ruled his death a homicide, stating that the death resulted from physiological stress from the trauma to his groin, exacerbated by his obesity and enlarged heart. It was noted that he could have lived with his obesity and an enlarged heart for years, probably even decades, had Imani not kneed him in the balls. Yeah. Imani Cox was charged with involuntary manslaughter in August of 2022.
Oh, all right.
I never found a sentencing or a court date or anything. I don't know if they dropped the charges, convicted her, or if they're even still waiting to go to trial. Either way, if I came across that ball buster, I would run away with no shame at all. Just
how big was she?
She was a heavy set woman. She was heavy set.
Took quite a few people to wrangle her.
Yeah, she had some of that crazy strength.
Yeah. Okay, I get that. Man, that's terrible.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it for this episode. And I'd like to know that everyone know that I have done this episode especially for the ladies. The next time you see a guy doubled over in pain because a dog jumped into his lap, do not call him a big baby or tell him that he's overreacting. That man is a survivor. We men are walking around with a death button just hanging there between our legs.
Yeah.
So men, be brave and protect your fellas.
Yeah. There's a reason why they have jock straps and cups.
It's important. It's delicate. I mean, honestly, I hope as long as those guys were, good people. I don't know if they're beautiful people, good people. I don't know if they were like good. I hope they were, and they get like the best heaven or the best reincarnation, because that's no way to have to go out. Yeah.
No, I do have a question for the ladies. If y'all could leave it in the comments, I would like to know the answer to this. As Darrell alluded to earlier, for whatever reason, guys like to hit each other in the nuts. Why we do it, I don't know why. It's people do it, but do girls? But do girls do it? Do girls hit each other in the vag? Do they punch each other in the boob? Do they do that to each other?
No, they don't.
I don't know.
All right, come on. What we do is like gorilla shit. That's our monkey side that's in there. We're just sitting there like doing that. That's not how women's nature works.
Well,
they don't sit there and be like, "Hey, bitch, how you doing?" and then slap her in the titty.
Well, they might be. It could be. There could be.
I have a better call to action than you do.
All right, let's hear it.
Tell us a story about a time you hit a dude in the junk. And did he really deserve it? And fellas, tell us about a time that I want to hear men's brave survival stories. Tell me about the time that you survived a testicular ordeal. Tell me about your balls. All right. Well, join us next time. Unless I've given Jason's wife an idea on how to quickly collect life insurance. And if Jason's still around, he'll tell us about some things that'll make us say, Waywut. All right. Protect your balls.
Yeah.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for joining us for Waywut. If you would, tell your friends or your enemies that they can watch us on YouTube or Rumble. And if you don't want to see our face, or if they don't want to see our faces, you can listen to us on your preferred audio platform. That's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pandora, you name it, we're probably on there. Please like, review, and comment on whatever platform you joined us on today. We'd appreciate that a ton. Again, just thank you for listening and watching. We hope you'll join us next time. We'll make you say, "Wait, what?"